Hello everyone, welcome to Pediatrics by Dr. Anand. Today's pediatric instrument series is requested by everyone. So this is our first spotter. What do you think? What is this device which a sister is holding and she's putting one thing into another and it gets locked, and then she put it straight like this, like a right angle, and it becomes the bulb gets illuminated. What do you call this condition which can be disabled and which can be put it back again? So today we're talking about anyone, nothing but laryngoscope. What is this? Nothing but laryngoscope. So let's discuss in detail regarding laryngoscope. Today's topic of choice is pediatric instruments, and today's topic is this. This is the first instrument. So what do you think? What do you call this instrument? This is nothing but laryngoscope. Have you heard of laryngoscope? Remember, laryngoscope basically it consists of a handle. Okay, the center one, the round one, this one is the handle which has batteries here. Here we put the batteries, okay, and then the whole handle is there, and the blades. We have multiple blades. Can you see that? Can you see on the right side we have curved blades, on the left side we have straight blades? Yes or no? And this blade is detachable. This blade right now I have detached this blade, and and either I can use a straight blade or I can use a curved blade, okay, for the intubation. The straight blade is known as Miller's blade, Miller, and the curved one is known as Macintosh blade. Okay, so we have a laryngoscope which consists of the handle which is in the center, and side we have the blades. So basically, which age group do we use the straight blade and which age group should we use the curved blade or the Macintosh blade? So remember, in younger children less than 8 years, the straight blade is more useful as compared to the curved ones, as the larynx is situated more anteriorly and more cephal. Okay, and basically in infants I'm talking about, but in older children or adolescent, the curved blade is more useful as it is more broader and stronger ones. Okay, and it helps in proper displacement of the tongue, like you want the tongue to be out right during the intubation. So basically the strong curved blade helps in properly displacing the tongue. And once I put this, what you call the handle and the blade together, once I put the blade into the handle, so when the blade is attached to the handle and moved away from the handle at approximately like a right angle, then electric circuit gets completed. Understand, right? Once you put a blade inside that handle, basically, so what will happen once you open it up? Automatically, the electric circuit gets completed and the bulb lights automatically. Okay, again, we have a lot of size of the blade. For preterm and low birth weight we used 0 number size blade, and for terms neonates we use 1 number. For children between 2 to 10 years of age we use 2 number blade size, and more than 10 years we use 3 number blade size. Then comes what are the uses. See, in infants, of course, you basically use this in endotracheal intubation, yes or no, and various conditions which your child might need intubation. If it is a very sick patient, a meconium aspiration syndrome, birth asphyxia, tracheoesophageal fistula, like very sick patients who are hemodynamically unstable, for them, if I have to intubate the child, I will be using a laryngoscope, right? Even direct laryngoscopy also in some procedures like cord palsy, and to look for any anatomical lesions. So I would like to use a laryngoscope for the intubation. And the person performing this procedure stands at the head end of the patient and extends the neck of the patient. And always, which hand you should hold the laryngoscope? Left hand. You should hold it like a pen and hold it in the hand. And that's what, holding the laryngoscope in the left hand, the tip of the blade is passed between the tongue and the epiglottis. Tip of the blade is passed between the tongue and the epiglottis, and that's it. On lifting the blade upwards and away from himself, the doctor is able to lift the tongue upwards, which basically helps him to visualize the vocal cords. And what are the complications can happen? You can injure, you can make the patient bleed out. Mechanical injury can happen, injury to the teeth, tongue, palate, local tissues, right? And sometimes if you too much you would go inside, you can stimulate the posterior pharyngeal wall also, and that can cause vasovagal episode leading to hypoxia, bradycardia, and all those things. And hyperextension of the neck for intubation intubating too much, hyperextending you are doing to the patient's neck, it can lead to damage to the cervical spine. These were the important points regarding one spotter today, that is nothing but laryngoscope. I hope you like the video. Please do share and subscribe the channel, and if you still like it, then please message me in the comment section so that I can make more videos regarding this. And you can join my free WhatsApp, Telegram, and free YouTube one liners group. Basically, you can WhatsApp your number on you can WhatsApp on 9999897081, and we will put you in the state wise WhatsApp group. Thank you.